Hey, what's up guys? Scott here, back once again with another video. Decided to start a new series of videos, so I'm doing my series of Captain America MCU film reviews, and I reviewed the first one, Captain America the First Avenger, a couple days ago. The video's up, so go check it out if you haven't. But I also decided to start doing a new video series on superheroes and their arch nemesis. And some of them have, obviously more than one. Like heroes like Batman and Spider-Man and a lot of characters, Superman, have very expansive and extensive rogue galleries of different villains. But each superhero, at least for the most part, has that one or two villains that are like their arch nemesis, the one that they have to fight the most, or is the most prominent in their stories. And some are pretty obvious, it's like Batman and the Joker, that's pretty much always been the case, right? But, some of them are a little lesser known, and, I kind of made a list of some. So I'm going to pick a few heroes and a few villains to go over in this video, in this series. So, also talking about the hero as well. So, let's get started, shall we? So, doing Marvel today. I'll be doing it for Marvel and DC. So, but today's is going to be Marvel. So, to start off, not only does most of the individual heroes, have their own arch enemies, but the superhero teams, also have their own enemies. The villains that are too powerful for any one or maybe even two heroes to defeat on their own. It requires the whole team. So each team kind of has their own set of arch enemies too. So today, might as well get the big one out of the way first. So one of the villains I'm going to talk about today is the Avengers' arch enemy, Thanos, in the MCU and in the comics. Thanos is so powerful. Even without the Infinity Gauntlet, he has super strength. He's ginormous, tremendous strength, very intimidating, very powerful. When this guy's in the room, he commands your attention, right? He's very focused on what he wants to do, and he cannot be reasoned with. Once he sets his mind to something, he's gonna do it. So, and he looks intimidating too, his character design with the armor and his size, and in the MCU, at least in the Endgame, he had that double-edged sword, which gave him even more, which gave him a weapon still. So he's a very intimidating bad guy and very powerful. And we see in Endgame and Infinity War, several of the Avengers heroes, whatever, fought him individually, and he was able to hold his own against all of them. Scarlet Witch probably came the closest to killing him, because she was able to. Even she had to fight him at first, because he was still able to, block her beams, or her magic beams, whatever, with his sword. Now, once she got the sword away from him and was able to lift him up, yeah, she could have killed him, but she still had to fight to get him in that position, right? So even Scarlet Witch, had to put up a fight against him. As powerful as she is, Captain Marvel, same thing. She's definitely, obviously, very powerful, but even she, her and Thanos are going toe to toe. So he's very, very powerful, and can definitely hold his own against the individual heroes. So it easily it took the whole team to working together to defeat him and his army. So, and ultimately in the MCU, it cost Iron Man. It took Iron Man sacrificing his life. So Thanos definitely a bad guy that leaves an impression, intimidating, powerful, strong, commands your attention. Definitely one of the best villains in all time, for sure. So that's Thanos. He's a team. He's a Avengers villain. He is an arch enemy of the whole team. So, all right. So now on to more individual heroes. I decided to pick Thor, the God of Thunder, Prince of Asgard, one of my favorite heroes, and one of his arch enemies. Now you might be thinking, Loki. But no, I decided not Loki. I'll cover later. Today I'm going to be talking about Hela. Hela, his evil sister, and Thor is very noble, well. He becomes that way. He has a great character. Thor at this point, he is very honorable, very noble, brave in battle. And does his best to protect people and help people. Whereas Hela is the complete opposite. Now, don't get me wrong. She definitely fights and can definitely hold her own in a fight. But she's all about conquest and wants to take over Asgard and take over the whole 9 realms, universe, whatever. She wants to rule all the 9 realms. And she does not care about her people at all. Asgard. She in fact, we see her kill a lot of the Asgardians because they don't agree with her. So she is strictly bent on conquest. But she has the power to, I think, if I remember right, she has the power to create weapons out of midair or out of nowhere or something. Very strong sorceress magic. In fact, she wiped out, except for Valkyrie, like the Valkyrie that we got in the MCU. She wiped out the whole battalion of Valkyries that were sent to find her, except one survivor that we see. We were just called Valkyrie, so she's powerful enough to fend off the most powerful warriors of Asgard, and we saw her, give Thor and Valkyrie and Loki, and Hulk even, a lot of trouble. So it took a lot to take her down. So Hela, her character design is very intimidating with her helmet and her green outfit, her armor, very well designed, very intimidating, very powerful. So Hela and Thanos, two of the best bad guys in Marvel. All right, now I'm gonna do she's a Thor archenemy. Now I'll do Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. One prominent Avenger, helps out, and one of the few Avengers that can fly through space on her own. So she helps out. She does help out on Earth a lot, but she also is one of the few that can go to far reaches and help out people there. The far reaches of space and help out people in need there too. But she also helps out on Earth a lot too. So her enemy I'm talking about is Yon-Rogg in the movie MCU, played by Jude Law. Now, he's not necessarily more powerful than her, as we see, once she gets her full powers, but he's the one that kidnapped her, brainwashed her, into believing she was part of the Kree Empire. Had her do a lot of bad things, and then but once she regains her memories and stuff and gains her full power, she is able to overcome him pretty easily. But so it's not that he is necessarily more powerful than her, but he's very deceptive and a good tactician to try of deceiving her, and and also he's trying to wipe out millions of innocent people, innocent Skrulls. And the only regret, and as you see a lot on this list, actually, same with Scarlet Witch and Thanos. This is a trope I hate in these superhero movies, not just superhero movies, but a lot of movies, where the hero has the villain at their mercy. All they got to do is go either stab them or shoot them or snap their neck. Like when Scarlet Witch had Thanos in the air, all she literally had to do was go and snap his neck, and it would have been over. But no, and Thor, Scarlet Witch more so, all she had to do was snap his neck, and it would have been over. But no, that gave him time to order his army of bad guys to rain fire, and then Iron Man had to end up sacrificing himself. So, and same with here. At the end, Captain Marvel has Yon-Rogg down on the ground. All she has to do is go. Because if she lets him live, he's probably going to come back with more Kree soldiers. She has him down, but no, she decides to let him go. That trope does get kind of old after a while, especially in movies, after these bad guys have done horrible, horrible things. And, the good guy whatever hero it is, Batman, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, Thor, Superman, fill in the blank. They have this bad guy that's done countless horrible things at their mercy, and all they have to do is, do one little thing to take him out. Like, nope, they gotta hesitate or ramble, or just outright not do it, and it gives the time, for either the bad guy to escape, or they end up letting him go, and they come back later and cause more trouble. So that trope does get kind of old. But anyway, Jan Rog, I think, is a good archenemy for Carol, in that he's not more powerful than her, but he is very deceptive, very smart, and he brainwashed her and stuff. So he's definitely a thorn in her side for sure. All right, my final pick for the day. Spider-Man's archenemy, the Green Goblin. Now, or Norman Osborn, who becomes the Green Goblin. Definitely, I think, would be Spider-Man's most prominent villain, and Spider-Man has a very extensive gallery of villains. So I think Green Goblin is definitely his most prominent. Green Goblin is very, very intimidating, very smart, very calculating. Very technologically. A lot of his stuff comes from technology. Norman Osborn is very smart technologically. He has his pumpkin bombs, his glider, and he has super strength too. So not only is he Spider-Man's match physically in a lot of ways, but he also has the tech advantage too. So Spider-Man has to really think to be able to beat Green Goblin. Because Green Goblin also not only has strength and stuff, but also has the tech. So now, don't get me wrong, Peter Parker is very smart tech-wise too, but they're they're both very smart technologically and strategically, but they're also both very physically strong too. So they're kind of matches of each other, and so yeah, Green Goblin is a great nemesis for Spider-Man. He's very scary, very intimidating. Like, depending on the incarnation, he can be kind of funny, but in a terrifying way, like he may, but overall, Green Goblin is a very scary, intimidating villain on the level of, obviously not as powerful as Thanos, but he commands your attention. So, so Green Goblin is a great, great villain for Spider-Man. Yes, so I think that's kind of a good summary of these heroes and their arch nemesis. I can't wait to do more. Some of these heroes have multiple nemesises, so I'll be covering quite a few of them in relation to these same heroes. So I think this is a good starting point. We talked about 4 good villains, bad guys, and kind of their relation and their powers and their what they bring to the table. So anyway, guys, I can't wait to do more of the series. Next video I'll do is reviewing the first Avengers movie to continue my series of Captain America. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and peace out.